Good day, Mom. This is my reflection video about the webinar last Saturday. Reflecting on the webinar entitled Trends in Authentic and Reflective Assessment that took place last Saturday, I must say that it was an eye-opening experience that made me think deeply about the way I approach learning and assessment. As a Bachelor of Elementary student, I have always been accustomed to traditional forms of assessment such as multiple choice questions, exams, and written assignments, which often focus on recalling information rather than applying it in a real world context. However, the webinar highlighted the importance of moving away from these traditional methods and towards more authentic and reflective forms of assessment that promote deeper understanding and learning. One of the key takeaways from the webinar was the concept of authentic assessment, which involved evaluating students' learning in real-world context that mirror complexities and challenges of the profession or discipline. This approach to assessment recognized that learning is not just about recalling information, but about applying it in meaningful ways to solve problems and complete tasks. The webinar provided several examples of authentic assessment strategies, including project-based learning, performance tasks, and competency-based assessment, which I found to be particularly insightful. Another important theme that emerged from the webinar was the importance of reflective assessment. Reflective assessment involves encouraging students to reflect on their own learning and identify areas for improvement, rather than simply receiving feedback from the teachers. This approach to assessment recognizes that students are active learning participants in the learning process, and that they have a critical role to play in evaluating their learning. The webinar highlighted several strategies for promoting reflective assessment, including self-assessment rubrics, learning journals, and peer review, which I believe could be highly effective in promoting deeper learning and understanding. As a student, I must admit that I have often found traditional forms of assessment to be limiting and uninspiring. However, the webinar on trends in authentic and reflective assessment has given me a new perspective on the possibilities of assessment and has inspired me to think more critical about my own learning. I am excited to explore the concept and strategies presented in the webinar further and to apply them in my own learning journey.